Well, this is Jared with Stampede Blue, and this is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap. The Colts won today on the road in Nashville and beat the Titans. Final score was 19-17 in what really should have been a field goal game. And we'll just start off by saying I think that pretty much marks the end of Adam Vinatieri's career. It kind of goes without saying. The Colts have left 6 points on the field in 2 weeks. And lost the game in overtime. They should have won last week because Adam Vinatieri struggled to kick in a soccer pitch. And then this week, just playing on the road in Nashville, it was really hot. So I know we've all seen the image of the burning object on the sideline, and unfortunately, depending on how this game turned out for you, that was the hottest thing on the field. It was neither offense. So on a day when the Titans retire and recognize guys like Eddie George and Steve McNair, who paved the way for guys like Marcus Mariota and Jacoby Brissett to start at quarterback in the NFL. So on a day when the quarterbacks kind of had a lackluster day, the run games really didn't get going. Both teams played really good defense. I thought this was a really well fought division game. The Colts have been in search of a pretty reliable pass rush. And even though they're out without Autry today and without Houston today, they still generated 5 quarterback hits and 4 sacks. And then on offense, they gave up 4 quarterback hits and 2 sacks. So the Colts offensive line through 2 weeks has protected their quarterback better than the opposing team. And similarly, the Colts have generated a better pass rush than both of their opponents in the first 2 weeks. And I really feel like the defense, in my opinion, is the strength of the team, and that the offense for the Colts is what needs a lift. That said, though, the Colts are 2-0 and are winning both these games on the road if it weren't for Adam Vinatieri. So on the one hand, you say, well, you'd like to see some more production and some more yardage, some more downfield throws out of Jacoby Brissett. And on the other hand, you say, I actually like that the Colts are playing game management, playing a really good defense, forcing their opponent to make bad decisions, and then ultimately being aggressive when you get an opportunity. And so, hat tip to Frank Reich. In the fourth quarter of this game, the Colts had 4th and inches on their own 28-yard line and really just needed to hang on to the football. And when they lined up originally and the clock started to tick, and Jacoby Brissett motioned his receivers out and stood up his tight ends, I couldn't help but laugh. That's a total Peyton Manning move. And we'd try to get a 5 yards. We've done that forever and just get them. Had the defense jump on us. So that's not new for the Colts. That's something that's kind of been burned into the quarterbacks here, is that every now and then you can get them. So when the Colts lined up, of course the announcers were saying there's no way they run this football. There's no way they run this play. And they did. They waited, and then they called timeout. And then I just thought the body language for the offense going off the field there in the end, towards the end of the football game, was the way I saw them come off is the Colts knew that they could get that. The offensive line knew that they could get that, and Jacoby could line up behind him and just go. And they went out and got that first down. And then just the defense for the Colts. Darius Leonard had himself a day. Colts were able to generate pressure without having to rely on the cornerback to generate that pressure. They're able to do it up the middle. They're able to do it from defensive ends. Didn't get an interception, but almost had a couple, and defended really well. The Colts still largely kind of struggle against man coverage from their wide receivers, and that's something that can be worked on. And you can just take better releases and hand fight a little better, and the Colts, that will improve. And I expect that Jacoby Brissett will continue to improve. Through 2 games, Jacoby Brissett has 5 touchdowns and a pick. He's not got a lot of yardage. He's not really rifling the ball downfield, but he is making good decisions. He is tough against pass rush. There were a couple times today where he got hit flush and was just bouncing off guys. And I get it. You want to see your quarterback make plays, get the first down and all that. But he does enough for me positively that I think the Colts can trust him, and they'll just continue to develop that offense. You got to realize it's week 2. Colts will play back-to-back games on the road. They went into Nashville today and got a road win in the AFC South, and the Colts aren't supposed to be beating the teams like the Titans, right? We aren't supposed to be beating the teams like the Chargers either, and we won this week, and we were also in a position to win last week. So I feel really motivated by the outcome today. Obviously, I hate to see Adam Vinatieri break down like this, and we wish him well. He is the greatest of all time. But it feels good. I feel like Paris Campbell's contributing, Okariki's contributing, Kari Willis should probably be the starting safety. But really, just would love to see the team get healthier. Would love to see guys like Taekwon Lewis. Would love to see um, Jabal Sheard get out there. Kamoko Toure wasn't out there today, so Colts defense did well with missing some key pieces on the defensive front, right? So it was really a positive sign for me for the future of the franchise too. That even without sort of your defensive line leadership, right, your Toure and your Sheard, and then even Taekwon Lewis, the Colts are still able to out pass rush their opponent and apply pretty good pressure on a quarterback who I can't imagine. I feel so bad for Marcus Mariota. I feel bad for Tennessee fans for every week trotting out a guy that I just feel like is getting put into harm's way. And he will, mark my words, he will be another guy that retires young, just like Andrew Luck. And I, it's not ever what you want to see, but when your offensive line play is just not great, it makes for a sad way to go. And if you really think about it, if Marcus Mariota were better protected, they could have easily won this football game. And I understand that we're talking about things that didn't happen, but it is something to ponder. Is it worth it for the Titans to continue to trot out a guy that's gonna get you 8-8 at best? And I think it's, can you win with him or can you win without him? And that may be where we end up this season for the Titans. So that I'll be worried about with the way this game ended. When your run games getting shut down and you're not able to pass for 200 yards, and they didn't really put when they put the ball in Marcus Mariota's hands, he really didn't make the plays necessary to win. But the Colts did play good defense, so it kind of goes both ways. But be interesting to see for both fans. But this has been Jared for Stampede Blue. This is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap, 1-1, playing Atlanta next week. So have a good week, everybody. Enjoy the win.